and its Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go. Shalom to all my Hebrew brothers, to all my Muslim and Rastas, we need you, brother. Selassie, I know. I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause it's a big ambition. See, they've been doing this for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet, so the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. But 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. On this Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They been robbing us while we were sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nagua, there's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome. It is so good to have all of you here on this Tuesday night. It is Tuesday, the 26th of July, and we are live. We're broadcasting live from my page, of course, from the Coalition of Independence Facebook page, and also from the Coalition of Independence YouTube page. Again, we want to thank all of you that have tuned in and that always tune in. And we want to welcome all of you here. You know what to do when you get on here. Please share, share, share. Of course, today's broadcast was already planned. And we have persons who are part of our team who are doing the broadcast today. And of course, I'm going to introduce them to you. And I'm going to leave you with them. And I'm going to be dealing with a certain special issue this week. And before I leave, you can tell me whether that's going to be on Thursday or on Sunday. But before we go there, I just wanted to introduce this by saying our country is in peril and our country is at a dangerous crossroad. And many people are taking this lying down and taking this sleeping. But our country is being wiped right from under us. And so there's two things I wanted to just quickly introduce to you today. One of them is we are in serious peril as it relates to illegal immigrants. We have now reached a point where the government of this country is changing the definition of an illegal immigrant, and they are now calling it some other strange word. They're now using this strange term called irregular migrant. And so we need your help. We need the government to tell us what is an irregular migrant. We need Philip Brave Davis to help us with that. An irregular migrant instead of an illegal immigrant. You see, there are countries that can call you an irregular migrant because in those countries, there's no actual jail penalty for it. There's just sometimes, in some cases, some fine is not really indictable or penal situation. But in our country, that's not the case. But an irregular migrant, Bahamas, an irregular migrant. I need help with the fact that our government sees the need to change the term from illegal immigrant in our country to irregular migrant. I have a serious problem with this. Why? Are you saying that a drug dealer is an irregular pharmacist? Is that what a drug dealer is now? Are you saying that someone who deals with guns are an irregular amorous? What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying by this when you say irregular. And so I guess we expect the media to start calling all of the drug dealers or persons arrested for drugs and an irregular pharmacist. Or we can call them murderers, we can call them irregular executionists. None of this adds up. You can see where they're going with this. You can see what's happening. So I just wanted to put that there for you. The problem is in our country, you are not permitted to enter or leave this country without permission of immigration. Section 19 of our laws says, subject to the provision of this act, a person shall not land in the Bahamas from any place outside the Bahamas or embark in the Bahamas for any destination outside the Bahamas. And so the law is pretty clear. Not only are those persons who were the captains of the boat who were being paid $8,000, not only were those persons committing a crime, but also the persons being smuggled were also committing a crime. It says you can't land or embark. Okay? And so what we're seeing now is that the minister responsible, so before I'll get there here first, it says, this is the continuation. It says you cannot land or embark save with the leave of an immigration officer. All right? You can't come in or go out, save with the leave of an immigration officer. That means with permission. And elsewhere than at an authorized port or at such other place as an immigration officer may in particular case allow. So it must be at a port that you enter, official port, or a place that an immigration officer gives you permission to leave from. Okay? So all of the persons on that boat were committing a crime, not just the ones I'm hearing him now talk about may have committed these offenses, being the captains or the smugglers. Now, in subsection 2, it says, any person landing or embarking in the Bahamas in contravention of this section shall be guilty of an offense and liable to summary conviction to a fine not to exceed $300 or to imprisonment of a term of 12 months. Anytime you get to a year, that means it's a serious offense, or to both such fine and imprisonment. So also there's another section where it shows that you can get up to 2 years. All right. So this is a serious offense. And we're now seeing that the minister is saying that, oh, the work permits of two of the survivors on Sunday alleged human smuggling operation that resulted in the deaths of at least 17 Haitian immigrants will be canceled and they will be facing repatriation. So the law says they're guilty of an offense, but of course, they're going to slap them on the wrist because, the law is not for foreigners in our country. They're going to slap them on the wrist and they're not going to charge them before the courts, give them a year in jail, and then send them back where they come from, and with a criminal record, so they can't get a permit anymore. The problem that we are facing, and the reason this is a problem, is that we're not treating those persons like criminals. They are committing a crime in our country. In some other countries, they don't have these laws on the books. In ours, we do. These persons, everyone on that boat is committing a crime. Now, the reason that is so important is because these people are being allowed to die. We have to protect these people from themselves. You put laws in place to force me to wear a seatbelt to protect myself. You force me to wear a helmet to protect myself. These people have to be protected. When 16 persons die just like that, that's a serious indictment on us as a people. And now the government is taking this lightly. Everyone on that boat was committing a crime and was a criminal. Again, we sympathize with the persons who lost their lives. We sympathize with them. We give our deepest sympathies to their families and our deepest condolences. But the fact is, they were participating in crimes. Also, there are persons who have now come forward, and we're going to touch on all of this in our next live. The persons who have now come forward saying that they had aided and abetted these people. As one person says, someone came and lived illegally and then lived with them for a month, and then they left on this boat and died. Their blood is on that person's hand, but that person also committed an offense because they were harboring illegals. So I'm looking forward to seeing the government track down those persons who were harboring these persons and hauling them before the courts. It's amazing that the government called Bahamians, they used the word illegal. They had no problem using the word illegal when Bahamians were possessing their crown land, which is nothing illegal. It might be irregular, but it can't be illegal. And so they had no problem using the word illegal there. They also had no problem using the word illegal when they were recently dealing with the airport workers who had a sick out. They have no problem using the word illegal when it comes to you. But everyone else, they pretty it up, they fancy it up, they fix it up. Because the law is only for you. Only you, the Bahamian people, are criminals. Only you can be called illegals. That's what's happening. Moving forward, we expect every Bahamian to address these people who are landing and embarking as criminals, as illegals. That is what they are doing. We need to send a message out for them not to make this a trip. It is putting themselves at risk. They're using our resources now to do a search. That's probably, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars that's going to be spent by us, you the taxpayer, because they are out there in the waters now searching for these people. Think about that. And so we have to bring a change to relate to that. So we just wanted to touch on that, and I'm going to go live again, and we're gonna make that make sense. The last thing I want to touch on before I introduce the persons who will really be hosting the show today is that the government has done what I told you they were going to do. Remember the end of last year, I informed all of you. I informed you that the Davis administration were making a deal with the devil. That we had some debt that we had to pay starting by September this year, and then some more by next year, 2 payments by next year, and then another payment the year after that, totaling billions of dollars. And I told you, I said, do you notice how calm they are? That they're not even worried, that they're not checking? I said, because a deal was already made. And everything I said turns out to be true. I didn't say exactly who the persons were, because then they would just try to do it undercover and hide it. It's better to let them come out, show their hands, and then we can discuss it. They've made a deal with the Rothschild family for our country. Every country, in my recollection, that has done that has not fared better. And that's throughout history. That's even down to Germany and France. That's even down to England. We're going to touch on that. But they've now made a deal with these people. This is real footage at their parties. They dress up and have satanic looking events. Well, not him. They made a deal with these people. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation is in trouble. They are selling this from under us. The Rothschilds deal in debt. And they profit from the failure down to Napoleon. And Napoleon losing his war, they profited from. These people deal in debt and death. We're in trouble. I'm going to go live on Thursday or Sunday. I'm going to let you pick now, and I'm going to break this down for you and show you some history and let you know what's going on. I told you all Brave Davis had done this, and this is why he was so calm. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is about to be lost. They're saying that they hired them as consultants. Well, you notice that they put that big consultant, $60+ million in consultancy fees. Guess where that is going? And that's a way to give money to the Rothschilds to make a deal with them. But Brave them are being outsmarted, out-sophisticated, outmatched. Just like Pinling when he was dealing with the Aragonite dealers who then did a deal on the outside to cause them not to have to pay them. Watch our first documentary and you'll see what I mean. They outclassed Pinling. And so now the PLP is being outclassed again by the Rothschilds. And we're going to discuss this. This is urgent. If you really knew how serious this was, everyone would be on the streets right now. Everyone would be at Brave Davis' house, begging him to rethink this. They're saying that they hired them as consultants. That's to funnel money to them, right? But would you hire as a debt consultant the person you'll be getting the debt from, most likely? So would you hire Scotia Bank? If you're going to try to get a loan from Scotia Bank, would you hire them as your consultant or you just go to them for a loan? I want you to wake up and see what's really going on. All right? The debt is going to come from the Rothschilds and their network. And it is going to be more dangerous than getting money from China. I'm going to leave that there. The Bahamas is in serious danger. Everything we have and everything we own is going to be gone. Brave Davis sold out. When he went on that trip to America, this was the prelude to it. When he sat with those people, I warned all of you. Now we are there. In 5 years, we won't have a country left. It's a warning. And so, please, let me know which day you would prefer, Thursday or Sunday. Sunday, you might have more time to sit down and really ingest all of this. Thursday or Sunday, y'all, please. Text and let me know. Thursday or Sunday. Thursday or Sunday, you want to deal with this. Thursday or Sunday. I'll give you a chance to start putting this in. Thursday or Sunday. Many of you came out to protest WTO. If you had a choice between WTO and what Brave Davis just did with the Rothschilds, WTO is far better. None are good. But what Brave Davis just did, it destroyed this country. Why? We got natural resources. Why are you going and dealing with debt when you have natural resources that can knock out that debt in a second? One stroke of the pen and that debt is gone. What are we doing? For these people, their business is debt. And so what do you think they're going to advise you? They're going to advise you to come out of that. I'm just Thursday, Sunday, Thursday. I'm seeing more Thursdays. I see 1 Sunday and 3 Thursdays. Come on, let me know so I can make this arrangement and then I can introduce my people. Thursday, y'all can't wait. Y'all ain't these, they ain't want to wait till Sunday. All right? Thursday. I seen more Thursdays, so I get some. I just see 2 Sundays and a bunch of Thursdays. Okay, more Sundays coming up. More Sundays coming up. All right. All right. Thursday or Sunday. Thursday or Sunday. All right. Now Sunday is out doing it. Sunday is out doing it. Okay. Oh man, it's a tie now. It's a tie. Oh, Sunday again. Sunday again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Look like, oh my God. Every time I think Sunday has it, I see some Thursdays popping up. All right. Thursday. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, look like the Thursdays have it. And so we're gonna go live on Thursday. This Thursday, in 2 days, and I'm gonna break this whole thing down for you. Crave Davis and them, Chester Cooper and them, they just sold this entire nation out. They are deceiving you with their fancy words, but they just sold you out. If you read that newspaper Tribune article very well, you're going to see that they sold this entire nation out. We are in trouble. This is a desperate situation. If we don't stand up, we done. Now, they're going to pay a lot of money to suppress any voices that will stand up against them. They're going to sell this as something to save the nation, something good. They're going to pay whatever they have to do that. They're going to buy out all the talk shows. You're going to hear these puppet talk shows saying how this is a good thing, how these people are credible, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to hear all of the sellouts. You could listen to them if you want, but I'm telling you, we're in trouble. So y'all need to start y'all need to decide to take a stand or have an exit plan. It's that serious. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on Thursday. Today's show is going to be hosted by our chairman. It's going to be hosted by our chairman, Ms. Charlotte Green, and also Ms. Patricia Butler. These ladies are firecrackers, and they're going to have a discussion with you. And I want you to give them the same respect that you would give me. The show is already planned. Give them the same respect you give me. These ladies, I've seen them on many occasions talking and addressing certain situations. They are amazing. And we want you to pay close attention to what they have to say and have a dialogue, a conversation with them. They're going to be there. They're going to be reading the comments, and they're going to talk about some stuff that's relevant in our country today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for joining me for this little introduction. But these ladies, I'm leaving you in good hands, and I am going to see you on Thursday.
Good night, Bahamas, and welcome. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Tonight we have we're going to have an awesome discussion. Our talk tonight is actually going to be about a message of force and reassurance. Our country right now, like Lincoln said, is definitely on life support. And right now we have people out there going through so many things right now. We find ourselves daily talking about the problems in our country. You know, since election, persons think that we are still in election mode. But ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that that is not the case. What is happening right now is that information is being disseminated. And because of the information right now, it's allowing persons now to have an open dialogue of everything that's going on in our country. One time ago, we didn't have this information. So we were not able to have this discussion, okay? People are hurting, and we want persons to grab onto the information and wake up. We need you to wake up, okay? If we don't wake up, ladies and gentlemen, we will not have a country. Persons are leaving home daily. Persons are dying daily. And we have persons moving in, persons coming in, and they're taking away from us. We need our countrymen to wake up. Now, once again, I would like to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Please share the live. Share the live on your social media platform. Share it through WhatsApp. We have it on YouTube. It's being aired on YouTube. Please share the live. Okay? Thank you for joining us. We have, like I said, we have a lot to talk about. Okay? Ms. Butler, please welcome Ms. Butler. This is her first time sitting in. Ms. Butler.
I want to say good evening to each and every one of you. And I just pray that you pay close attention to what is being said to get an understanding so that you would not be ignorant about what is going on. The messages, they are straightforward, and we're asking you, even if you have your questions, just go ahead and ask your questions. We're here actually to do that. We are here to bring light to darkness. We are not afraid to speak the truth. And wherever there is a lie, there must be truth. So we're here to literally bring truth to you. We ask you to share, sit and share. You know, find a family member, find a friend, even with your children, share. So let us just share tonight.
One thing I can say, everywhere you go now, persons are talking. The conversation has definitely changed in our country. Everyone right now is talking about the ills of our country. Every ministry in our country has failed our people. People in every single ministry,
yes,
that's supposed to give help are crying. The people who are supposed to receive the help are crying. Our education system is crashing. Our medical system crashing. NIB, a ministry that renders service, is crashing and failing. The Labor Department, what's supposed to be there for the people, is failing and crashing. So I ask my fellow Bahamian, when is enough enough? Now, my grandmother on my father's side is not here anymore. My grandfather isn't here anymore. My mother's parents is not here anymore. That means now I am the person standing in the front of my children and my grandchildren. And when you look behind, when you look at what is behind us, we right now, people, Bahamians, we are their last line of defense. Okay? Once upon a time, my grandmother was standing in the front of me. My grandfather was standing in the front of me. And they were standing in the front of my mother. Now my grandparents are not here. My mother is not here. I am here. My children is here. I'm standing behind my children and I'm standing to fight. I'm standing to fight for a country so that they are able to be a part of a country we had the opportunity to grow up in. And what we need to realize is throughout this whole pandemic and so what's going on right now, one thing it seems that our country has forgotten is our children, the young adults, the ones who are coming out of school. These are our future nation builders. We're not hearing anything about them. We don't see the opportunities for them. There is no hope for them, but there is hope for them.
yes.
But this is the message that I was receiving. From time to time, I tend to interact with a lot of young people, and a lot of young people are saying, Ms. Green, ain't nothing here in this country for us. The jobs, there is nothing for us. It's best to go abroad. It's best to go abroad, Ms. Green. There's nothing for us. And the only thing we can do is encourage. Because like I said, we right now are the last line of defense. They don't see the hope. They don't feel hopeful. But it is each one of you out here right now. You know what we are up against. You know what we are facing. We are asking Bahamians here and abroad to stand up and fight for the only one country we have. All other nations have their country, Bahamas. But Bahamians, we only have one. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you something tonight. When I first started in this fight, we started off by just doing simple documentaries, investigation, and it catapulted into something big. When we started, it was scary. You are uncovering some heavy stuff to the point where the threats did started to come through. I was afraid. Fear did grip me. And I wanted to quit. Because of my family, I wanted to quit. Because of our safety, I wanted to quit. But Bahamas, I can tell you one thing. I went down on my knees. And I asked God for that covering. Little that I know, I was already covered for this mission. That fear vanished. Because right now, we are fighting for our lives in this country. And we're fighting for our children's lives. And I have committed myself. I have committed my life for the betterment of our country, for a new Bahamas, for our children and for the children of this nation. Yes. We have to do it, Bahamas.
You know, people ask for a whole lot of courage to do what you're doing. But I just want to say tonight, if you believe in yourself, you have to believe that you are able to stand. You have to see that if we stand together in all of this, we are winners. Because together we can stand and we can win. If we divide ourselves, we definitely will fall. So parents, talk with children. Talk with your children. Talk with other children. And I'm talking about young adults. Let us say to them, listen, this is your future coming up. Because for us, what we were able to do, get information from our parents. That's why we were able to know. We were able to know how to vote back then. Because seriously, parents spoke to children. You understand me? But what we are saying that you have to do, you have to stand. There is so much that is going on right now in this country. And like Ms. Green has said, if you really take a look, we are on a life support in this nation. But let us look at a life support as something positive. Because if you see the whole scenario of it, let's say electricity goes off and you turn your generator on. What happens? You still have light. So this is what we are saying. Get into this. Get to know. Understand. These informations are here to help us to go forward. We don't need to be ignorant about what is happening. Our children today, some of them understand and some really don't. And I'm talking about preschool and primary school children. So imagine the senior and university. These are people who we need to speak with, talk to give them an understanding of what is going on. People are literally hurting. Not just the younger ones, the seniors are hurting too. Because here it is now. There are some who are saying that they would go to NIB and cannot even attain what you would call their assistance. Look at social services. So we have to be careful. Listen, wake up. Let us stand up. Let us stand. We are fighting for our nation. We have nowhere else to go. We are watching persons come in and that are taking over, and we're just too relaxed. Relaxed days are over. Let us put on our war instruments and let us fight. You realize just standing together means that you're fighting? You realize standing together means that you can win the victory, because the more numbers that comes together, the more victory and the greater the victory. Get to know where we are. Look today. We had murders from Sunday, Monday, and today. 3 days back to back. We are losing our men. We are losing our men. Our men are vitally important to us. They are vitally important to us. We need their strength. We need, and I'm talking about the women and the children, we need their strength. We need their encouragement. We need to show the powers that be, look, this is how a man should treat his woman or his family. And we as a country, we are a family. But it's not happening. It's not happening, especially when we have our head identifying with somebody else. It makes it difficult. It's like you speaking English and they're speaking another language, and you both are just not coming together. Listen to me, Bahamas. Bahamians, organic Bahamians, let us stand. Let us fight. We should not be afraid. God haven't given us no spirit of fear. We've got power, love, and a sound mind. And if we say we love this country, we ought to fight for it. Let us stand up.
I see Harvey Johnson is saying, Mom, we hate each other. Well, Harvey, let me tell you something. Somewhere along the line, generations back, someone in this country, someone high, planted a seed.
Yes.
They planted a seed and they said, one, Bahamians don't work together.
It's a lie.
Where did that come from? Because I remember back in the day, Harvey, our mothers and our mothers' mothers could have leave their kids, and the whole neighborhood used to look after the children. Neighbors used to look out for neighbors. I could have come to my neighbor's door and get a cup of sugar and never hear about it. Someone, somewhere, diabolically planted that seed and said, Bahamians do not work together. That's a lie.
That's the truth, is a lie.
We need to start to remember where we came from, who we are, what our country used to be, who we used to be as a people.
Yes.
Because I can tell you one thing. Yes, I and many others have possessed their land. I came together with lots of strangers, persons who were not even in support of COI. I came together with PLPs, FNMs, COIs, people from different backgrounds, strangers. And can I tell you that the people who have occupied their land, yet strangers, are brothers and sisters that came together to help each other. So who was the persons who planted that seed of deception and said, our people do not work together?
That's a lie.
Our people are a loving people. Our people are people of compassion.
Yes.
Our people are people who are helpful. They planted that seed to divide us. And for generations upon generation, we have been allowing that to fester and tear us apart, along with politics.
Right.
I want y'all to know something. Our passport does not say PLP. Our passport does not say FNM. Our passport does not say COI. Our passport says Bahamian.
Yes.
Bahamians.
Yes.
We are Bahamians.
Yes.
And we have so many things right now in this country to be thankful for. The mere fact that we are geographically located
Yes, we are.
in the perfect location, Bahamians.
Mhm.
Do you know who you are as a people once we can come together? Bahamians, we are a powerful people.
Yes.
There's a reason they call this a family of islands.
Yes.
We are a family.
Yes.
And we have to remember who we are and where we come from. We have to do this for our children. We have to love our children that much to put party politics on the side and look at the issues, the challenges, the problems this country is faced with. Because tomorrow's problems, today's problems are going to be tomorrow's problems for our children. And it's going to be 10 times worse. And we are all going to have to give an account. We all will have to give an account. We need to stop listening to the negativity when it comes to we being labeled as a certain people. We are labeled as people who are full of hate.
True.
A nation of xenophobic people. This is a loving country.
Yes, it is.
We open to all people.
Yes, we do. We open up.
Bahamians. This nation is a nation of servitude.
Yes. Yes.
This is a nation of servitude, but it's time for us to evolve. It is time for us to evolve and evoke that Bahamian spirit. We cannot allow corruption to shape our country. Together, we are a powerful people. We place them there. They are accountable to us. And like Lincoln being said, right now a deal was signed with the Rothschild, and again, without a Freedom of Information Act. We don't even know what the details are. We don't know what was signed over. Did we sign over our children's life? How hard it is for an administration who says that they believe in transparency and accountability to just sign a document that has already been drafted. Sign and enact it. How hard is that to do? If you say you care about the people, give us information. We deserve to know the business of our country.
Yes. We deserve.
And like they say, drink water and mind your business, right? Well, the business of this nation is our business. It's every single Bahamian, organic Bahamian. It's our business. Some of the things that our government does, some of the things that our administration does, they should have the decency to come to the people first. Because some of the things that they do, it affects not us for today, but the seeds of tomorrow, the seeds that have not even been planted yet.
True.
Bahamians, we have to love our children that much. We have to wake up out of the slumber that we are in. We are so divided. We are so divided. Right now, what the administration signed off on, and I don't want to talk about that too much because that's something that Lincoln is going to talk about. But look at the direction our country is going in. Wealthy oligarchs strive of destabilizing a nation.
True.
Notice what is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Notice how they're trying to change the name. Notice who just signed on to our country. Bahamians, do you all see what is happening? What I want to say, I can't say. I have to let Lincoln deal with that. But we were warned. You know, one day I was on the red light in my car, and this car drove up on the side of me. And I looked at this lady sitting in the car. And for some strange reason, I tend to feed off of people. You can be silent. You don't have to say anything. I fed off of her, and she was so, you could have seen the depression on the faces of persons. When I'm sitting waiting for the light to change, I just look around and you can see the pain, the anguish, and the depression. And I said to myself, before we started Bahamian Evolution, before we got to where we are today, I said to myself, because when people hurt, for some strange reason, I hurt. And I said, God, just seeing it. I say, God, something have to work. This isn't it. I say, something have to work. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And from then to now, I did not know that would have led me to where I am today. We have to fight for this country.
Yes.
Men,
Wake up.
we need you to wake up.
Wake up. We need you.
I understand people have mortgages, but the mortgage, how would I put this? The mortgage right now is a chain around the ankle. The bills, chains around the ankles. Chains around the ankles. They say Crown land isn't for sale. But yet Arawak homes, Arawak homes have been building homes on our Crown land and selling it back to us. Wouldn't it be better if the government just allowed them to build on the land?
Yes.
And just allowed us to mortgage the home? The land belongs to you. Yet, Bahamas, we have persons literally coming through the back door, possessing our land, my land, my children's land,
Yes.
their children's land. They're allowing them to possess it, build freely, no mortgage, no rent. That means no chains around their ankles.
They're free.
They're allowed to farm, feed themselves. You know what that means? They are empowered.
Mm-hmm.
They are empowered. Why can't that be Bahamians? Why can't that be Bahamians? Bahamas, wake up. And you know what is so sad? Our own brothers, our own sisters are some of the ones who stand against us while we are trying to possess the very thing that's being possessed
Yes.
by illegal immigrants.
Yes.
There is no outcry
No.
when it's being done by illegal immigrants. But yet, My constitution states that we are the inheritors of these 700 islands. Wake up, Bahamas.
You know, everywhere we seem to go, it is sad to say that persons that you have put in place to look over you, to watch over you, to do good for you, are not doing it. You know, to identify with someone that you trust. And at the end of the day, they do every underhand work, and you only find out when it comes out in public. That hurts. You know, so many things are now being signed, so many things are happening, so many things are just going on, and we're just finding them out at the last minute. I strongly suggest that you take the time and go to the Bahamas Evolution page. That's a screen?
Yes, Bahamian
Yes,
Evolution.
Bahamian Evolution. You go to that page and see what's happening in your country. Let's stop running away. I remember when I was ready to run, I had every opportunity, but I said no. I can remember my first time hearing Mr. Bain speak. That brought tears to my eyes. And that's when I said, I have nowhere to go but home.
Nowhere to go.
Even if I go, I still got to come back home. So why don't I make home better? And at the same time, this is what I look at it like this. I can just touch this. You know, those persons spend $3,000 to $8,000 to leave from here to go elsewhere. You know what that kind of a money per person could have done in their country? How it would have been able to help them? And even in death, the burden has fallen on us who are doing our endeavor to make it better for ourselves. It's wrong. It is wrong. Remember, we are trusting in people who's supposed to be looking out for us, but they're not looking out for, it's like they're blind to us. To themselves, they see the light. For themselves, everything is going well. Listen, we can't live like this any longer. You know, Mr. Bain always make this analogy. You can't just walk up in my home and do whatever you want to do. But this is happening to us. How much longer am I going to whisper in your ear, you whisper in my ear, rather than us coming together and standing and saying, we will not whisper any longer, we will speak. Let's speak. Let us stand together. Let us hear. Let us understand what is literally going on. We are losing not just an island, you know. Check out 700 islands and keys. I visited Andros some years ago to only find out that the place where I was staying had a key across the way. I was shocked to find out that that key is literally, the entire key is owned by a very famous basketball player. The beauty of the key, the serenity, everything about it. Some foreigner have it, not us. That's not fair. That's not right. They come in and they flaunt. What do we do? What do we get from this? What is it that you want? How do you want it? If you say that you are tired of eating rice, you're going to find yourself eating mashed potato, the best of the caviar, because why? You got tired of something. When are you tired? When are you going to say that my children deserve better? When are you going to say I'm tired of struggling to put my children through schools?
Bahamians, I want to say something to you. Another thing. It seems like when we open our mouths now, because once upon a time, Bahamians, we never used to say anything. We never used to speak out.
Sure.
We never used to speak out. This generation now, The generation now that has the information, they're speaking out. And because they're speaking out, this generation is being labeled as xenophobic, a generation of haters, a generation of troublemakers. But I can tell you something. We're speaking up now. Don't allow anybody to stifle our voices.
No.
This is what God was waiting for.
Yes.
Don't allow anyone to stifle our voices.
Yes.
The immigration issue is so sensitive
Mm-hmm.
because our people have already entwined.
Yes.
And because that has happened, there is a lot of corruption. There's a lot of things that should not happen. And for me, sometimes it's difficult to talk about. I have friends, I even have persons who, I even have family members who have married into that nationality. And I can tell you something, I love them. That's my family. My friends of Haitian descent, I love them. They're my friends. And even when I was talking out on immigration, on illegal immigration, I reached out to one of my friends who is of Haitian descent. And we had a conversation. I understood where she was coming from, and she understood where I was coming from. And I really did hope that she would understand where I was coming from. You know, you can't have people telling you you are a nation of a people of hatred. But when you look over into their country, the things that they are doing here, you can't do there. The things that we allow to take place in our country, you can't do there. And if you were caught or found out doing what they are doing there, doing what they are doing here, you would be put to death. Isn't that beyond hatred?
Yes.
Your life would be taken away. We cannot allow persons to stagnate our voices from speaking up. We're not speaking up only for us.
No.
We're speaking up for our children. And like I said, you have to love your children that much.
Change.
We are the last standing soldiers right now for our country.
Yes. Believe it.
We are.
Believe it.
And I can tell you one thing. Fear left when I saw the destruction, because I can see the destruction. Fear left. I have nowhere to go. I don't think the sunset rise and sets as beautiful as it does anywhere else
The Bahamas.
but the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. True.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bahamians, we have to do this.
Yes.
We have to make some decisions. I know our nation is not our people is not a people that would stand up and fight. We rather get in a corner and talk. You know, I see people comment and post daily, oh, Bahamians just like to talk. They don't like to fight. The person who said it never stood up and fight.
True.
Each one of us have a responsibility to our country. Each one of us have a responsibility to our country. And we all will have to give an account. We are fighting two separate battles. We're fighting two battles, Bahamians. Our country is under spiritual attack.
Yes, that's right.
And a part of this fight, we need our spiritual leaders standing, watching.
Yes.
But for some strange reason, they're sleeping or they are a part of the oppression.
Oh.
Because silence gives consent. My spiritual leaders, silence give consent. And you will have to give an account, just like our leaders. You will have to give an account to God. Because our people are moaning and groaning, and we are not hearing nothing from you. Nothing.
Wake up.
But Bahamians, I want to tell you something. As long as there is a few good men standing, good men and women standing, there is hope. And I believe in this country so much. And I always just tell persons, if you could see what I see, only if you could see what I see, you will walk off that job and hit Rawson Square like there's no tomorrow. Yeah. Because if it can happen for Dubai, it can happen for the Bahamas.
That's the truth.
We have more resources than Dubai. Far more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why are we putting ourselves in financial slavery to the world? The Bahamas is the world.
True. That's the truth.
The world needs us. And that's why the world is trying to choke us. We have it all, Bahamians.
Yes, we do.
We have it all.
But you know, Miss Green, change is here.
Oh, yes, it is.
You know, I'm not even going to say change is coming. I'm going to say change is here.
It is.
If I can stand, you can stand. Change is here. We've got people who are literally standing so that we are able to see what it looks like to stand. Listen, Bahamas, change is here. We're not afraid.
No.
We're not afraid. Our only fear is God, not man. Stand. No matter if you have to come in a wheelchair, stand. If you got to come on crutches, stand. If you got to have somebody bring you, you stand. Let me tell you why. Because the change is already here. You need to woke. Because the change is here. We have people like Mr. Bain and Miss Dotson and Miss Green. I mean, there is Miss Cora. There are others who are literally standing in the forefront. This is tireless. But you know what? At the end of the day, they are showing you that they are serious about the change. Why don't you be serious? Where are you living today? We have persons who are still in cars, persons who are still on the streets, persons who do not know how their mortgage will be paid. The change has already come. The change is here. I'll give you a little story, and the story is so little it'll blow your mind. When Jesus came, when Yeshua came, they were still looking for him. Because he did not come in this robe and this crown and all that stuff. But he came with the truth. We've got persons that are standing with the truth, for the truth, giving us the truth. That's why I say change ain't coming. The change is here now. Stand with the change. Be with the change. Help make this change better for all of us. Because this is where we are. One Bahamas, one people, united in love and service. You hear that word? In love. So where do we get the hate from? Somebody try to sow that seed. We are united in love. We're together. So change is here. Let's make the difference.
Bahamians, it's time for us to evolve. You know, when I was growing up, I partially lived off of Lincoln Boulevard. I grew up on Lincoln Boulevard. And some things I saw today around Lincoln Boulevard, still the same. Anglerston still looks the same. No type of evolution. The pump was upgraded though.
Oh,
The pump that I used to tote water from, it was upgraded. That's the only change I saw.
sad.
That's the only change I saw. That was from I was a little girl. And now my daughter is going to see that. Her children might possibly see that. When is the evolution of the Bahamas going to take place? When are we going to tap into our wealth?
Come on now.
And evolve as a nation? When we say, I saw the signs going up around Nassau, the billboards, proud to be a Bahamian, the images, beautiful images, beautiful. Seriously, beautiful. But why can't we have a young Bahamian brain surgeon proud to be a Bahamian? Why can't we have a marine biologist proud to be a Bahamian on those billboards? Why can't we have a scientist proud to be Bahamian? Why does it always have to display servants, maids? Is that all that we are, Bahamians?
That's all they see is us.
Is that all that we are in this country? I don't know about you, but my generation is a generation of royalty.
Yes.
And I am not only speaking that, I gonna fight for that.
Yes.
Because I love my children that much. And I love my nation that much. Our people, we get on each other's nerves. But when we go abroad and we hear our voices, that sound, my people.
Yeah,
That's
right.
my people.
We come together.
But Bahamians, we need to come together right here in our own country. A lot of our young people, I will say this again, a lot of our young people are leaving this country. A lot of our young people are dying in the streets. A lot of our fathers, the men, are killing each other. A lot of our young women were mysteriously dying in the hospital. Bahamians. And now we have the foreigners coming through the front door buying up our keys. Is it still 700 islands and keys, Bahamas? Or are we lying to ourselves? We have the illegals coming through the back door. We are disappearing as a people. Our people are leaving, dying, leaving and dying. By the time as we wake up, we will not recognize the people around us.
That's the truth.
We will not recognize the culture, and we will not understand the language. Always remember, majority rules. Majority rules. And the land that you refuse to possess is what connects you to your country. Bahamians, we have to wake up.
Wake up.
But I can tell you something. There is hope.
Yes.
There is hope.
Yes. Yes.
There is hope. That's why I'm still standing.
Yes.
There is hope.
Mhm.
And listen to me. I do not care what the naysayers say. The Bahamas is a real place.
Yes.
Abaco
Mhm.
is not lost.
True.
Andros is not lost.
Mhm.
This is my country.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I can talk to the men. If I have to stand up, Rawson Square, by myself without Joel,
Do it.
men, I could do it.
Yes. Yes.
I come in for my country first as a Bahamian woman, a
Mhm.
Bahamian. This is my country. My parents were probably asleep because they were denied information.
Mhm.
My grandparents know what they knew what they knew. But guess what? God speaking to his people,
Yes.
and I am people.
Yes.
I am people.
Yes.
And I am going to say this as persons always say, why do y'all always make it political? Well, if we're talking about NIB, how could we not involve politics? It is true, political corruption, NIB has failed.
Yes.
If we're going to talk about social service, why can't we have to talk about politics? It's true, all of these ministries, the politicians allowed for corruption, and it's the reason why they fail, because of politics. So I'm coming for my country. So I'm going to say this politically. As the chairman of the Coalition of Independence, I am going to stand,
Yes.
regardless of what people have to say.
Mhm.
I am going to stand, and I am going to fight
Yes.
until I have no more fight in me, because I see the new Bahamas, and I want that for my children.
Yes.
I want that for the nation's children.
Mhm.
I want that for my people.
Mhm. Mhm.
When all of our people win, I win.
That's the truth.
I want that. I hate to see our people suffer, especially the elderly and the children.
Yes.
The most two precious things in our country we need to protect. Men, you have to put the guns down and stop
Put them
killing each other.
Put them down.
We have to come up with something better.
Mhm.
We have to come up with something better. We live in paradise.
Yes.
It's paradise for everyone else. We could make it paradise for ourselves. We cannot allow a few men and women in the House of Assembly to determine
Yes.
the direction and the corrupt way of where our country goes. We need to demand our Freedom of Information Act. We need to know what's going on in our country. They're pulling the rugs from underneath us daily.
Yes.
Because we don't have access to information.
Yes.
If they don't give us anything, at least give us an act, the Freedom of Information Act. What is there to hide?
Wow.
What is there to hide, Bahamas?
Mhm.
Chester Cooper, what are you hiding?
What?
Mr. Brave Davis, what are you hiding? It takes the stroke of a pen to enact that, to give all Bahamians access to information. Information that is my business. That's my business.
Mhm. Mhm. I should know.
I should know what deals are being made. Those deals are going to affect my children. Bahamians, you should have a say. We should be able to vote against and for certain things in our country. All I'm telling you is behind me is a generation of children we have to give a chance to.
Yes.
We have to pave a way. Our country is not lost.
No. No. Our country is not lost. We're not lost. We're not lost. Our children will not be lost. Not in this day and time when there's so much information. You know, Ms. Green spoke about the stroke of the pen. Each time that pen go across any paper, you are saying that I agree with something that I don't know anything about. So is that fair? Is that fair? You can't do that. I mean, you do it, but you can't do that. Because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, it will affect the generation that's coming. And when that affects them, you leave them without ammunition. You leave them without shelter. You leave them with a burden that they got to bear when it should have been us bearing that burden. It's wrong.
You know, my heart really goes out to the residents of Freeport. My heart really goes out to them because, you know, since the dredging of Freeport, since the mining of our natural resources in Freeport, there's no way our fellow brothers and sisters in Grand Bahama, there's no reason why Grand Bahama should look the way that it looks. And with all of the information attained right now, Grand Bahamians, you need to wake up.
Wake up. Stand
You
up.
need to wake up. Now, because of the type of person that I am very, very, very strong. I consider myself a lioness. There are certain things right now I cannot say.
Wake up.
But Grand Bahamians, I'll have to send that in a WhatsApp message. Grand Bahamians, you all have to wake up. Because you choosing to sleep, you know who's suffering? Your children.
Your children.
Your children suffering. You all need to come together. You know, once upon a time, before all of this, I remember when the teachers used to go in Rawson Square and strike. I remember one time seeing the teachers in Rawson Square striking. And I remember hearing someone said, you think this makes sense what they doing? Why are they doing this? But now look, it seems like the whole country wants to strike now for some reason. Each ministry now wants to strike. I remember when Atlantis employees were striking, Bahama employees had something to say. Trust me, I remember that because of I have family and friends who work there. But my thing is, if the hotel workers decide to strike, whether you work in the hotel or not, you should stand with your brothers and sisters.
Stand.
Do you know why? Because eventually your children are going to work in that hotel. If the nurses decided to strike, the whole country should come out and stand with them.
Yes.
Because eventually your children or your daughter might decide one day to be a nurse in that very same hospital. The civil servants decide to strike, we should all stand with them. Eventually, someone from your family, your child, might want to work in that same industry. We must learn to stick together as a people. When we stand, they must stand down. When we stand, They must give us justice and what is due to us.
Yes.
But we can only receive it if we come together and we stand together, like Ms. Butler says, like our national anthem says, in love and unity. Unity, Bahamas, unity.
Pressing. Yes.
Look at what happened for that nurse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They literally was doing her wrong. Injustice. And they were using the law.
That's true.
And that's what's happening right now.
Wow.
They're using the law to suppress us. They're using the law against us.
Yes.
But notice when we stand up, notice what happens.
Stand down.
Because it's not right what they do. And they continue or assume that these sets of people are ignorant.
Yeah.
But I got a joke for them. We are not our parents. Information is all around.
Yes.
Information is all around. I guess it's not a dream anymore.
No.
A lot of things are happening and a lot of things are coming true, Bahamas.
Not a dream.
The Bahamas can be such a great place. We can make Bahamians great. We can make Bahamians, listen to me, Bahamas, I see it. I want to see my brothers and sisters return home. Right now, they are in other countries and they are building the countries. We have great minds in this country. If only if you could hear the young people speak.
Yes.
They are not lost,
No.
but there's nothing here for them. We can do this together. I am that bold. If I am on the job and my brothers have to stand and they call, I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm coming.
Yes.
Because I know I am on the right side of this fight. God could provide.
Yes,
but I'm coming. I'm coming.
Everything is available. Things are right here for us. Things are working out. You know, I think oftentimes, Ms. Green, we look at the problems more than the answers. There are answers that has been given Tuesday night. Mr. Bain is here. Ms. Jackson is here. Ms. Green is here, giving the information that you can press forward. You can go forward. We are winners. We are winners. We are loving winners. We love each other. We love each other. And we care. That love is still here. We're standing and we're standing strong. Come on, we are standing strong. I know you hear the heart of Ms. Green tonight. I know you will hear the heart of Mr. Bain and Ms. Jackson. You hear their heart. It means that there is hope. In fact, you realize we can go beyond hope because the change is here. All we say is come along. Come. Join. So much more that can be done together. Why would you want your children and grandchildren to be in a broken system? What are you saying to them? Then their lives are broken? It's unfair. But we're saying that because the change is here, let's show up. Let's show out. It's right here. Right here in the Bahamas. You know why the people are coming in? Because they see what is here. And we turn a blind eye. Look at our beaches. Those waters alone. I lived in Germany and people could not believe I was in Germany and not in the Bahamas when they found out where I came from.
Yes, get that too.
They were in a state of shock. I had people that wanted to get attached to me just to come here. So what is it that you're not getting? It should be that we have it. Look at our salt. Look at our aragonite. Look at our skies. We had a beautiful rain today. Some may have seen it as a disadvantage, but it was not. It was a blessing. This country is so blessed that people are willing to put everything they got to come here, even their life on the line, just to come here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's make this right, because it is right. Stand up.
Yeah.
Change is here.
Change is here, Bahamas. Change is definitely here. Once again, we did a lot of documentaries beginning in 2019. We want you to visit the Coalition of Independence page. There is so much information. You know, some persons are just catching up now with the information from we released it. And persons would come back and their hearts would be broken to know that they supported. They supported certain people who said,
Yes.
I love you. I want to support, represent you, to know that these persons had their hands in contracts that would be the reason why our people are suppressed and oppressed. Bahamians, another thing. I don't want to keep saying stand up, because a lot of us are actually standing. I've seen standing with us persons who are a part of the PLP. I see persons standing with us who are a part of the FNM. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for standing
Yes.
up for Bahamians.
Thank you.
Thank you for standing up for yourself.
Yes.
We do not want politics to divide us.
No.
I do not mind us disagreeing. That's a part of life. But remember, right is right and wrong is wrong.
That's what a right.
We are in the days now where darkness is light and light is now known as darkness. All it takes right now is for us to stand up, you know, because this victory has already been won, and all we have to do is go through the process.
Yes, it's the process.
And, you know, a lot of persons are saying, thank you, Mr. Bean. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Cara. Thank you, team. Thanks to God. Because all of the praises, and I'm sorry,
The victory belongs.
but all of the praises and all of the victory belongs to God. And we are going to give our country back.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So Bahamians, tonight, I just want to encourage you to stand, because we are going to fight for our country, and we're going to make our country even better.
Yes.
Better to where Bahamians are benefiting directly
Yes.
from their country.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. Bahamians can benefit directly from our country because foreigners are benefiting directly from our country. Legal and illegal. Everyone else is benefiting except Bahamians. Why not us? Why not us, Bahamians?
I know.
Why not? That's what we need to ask. Why not? I taken my country back.
Yes.
I taken my country back. I taken my country
I
back.
taken my country back.
I taken my country back.
Yes.
Stand up, Bahamas. Stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So before we end, I just want y'all to know that the Coalition of Independence, we're still creating and building our branches. Persons who are interested in being a part of developing and growing and adding to the construct of coalition, you're welcome to call in. visit the office. Let's sit down and have a conversation.
Yes.
Also, for information, you can visit the website at www.coalitionofindependence.com. We have Vision 2025 outlined, the plans for our country. We did not put out everything, but we have a lot of information on the line that is actually, person's administration is actually looking into and attempting to use, but I don't think that would be executed
Correctly.
effectively, because you can't do that while being corrupt. The whole point of Vision 2025 is for the Bahamians to directly benefit
Yes.
from their country. And presently, the New Day government does not seem interested in empowering our people. And I say this because one of the mightiest things in politics is a pen.
Mhm.
Is a pen.
Mhm.
It's a mighty weapon. This is a mighty weapon. This pen right here has changed the direction of nations. This same pen. Can you imagine the Davis administration taking this pen and enacting our freedom of information?
Mhm.
Oh my God. All it takes is a signature.
Yeah. We got it.
And we got it. See, Bahamians enjoying the culture, traveling constantly. It would be fine. It would be fine if our government would just do one thing to empower our people.
Yes.
A government that loves you and cares for you, empowers you, and it doesn't keep information away from you that you are entitled to. We need to know the difference. Our country has been abused so much that we think the abuse is love.
That's the truth. Mistake it for you.
Stand up, Bahamians. Like I was saying, visit Coalition of Independence on the website. On the website, we have a plethora of information, a chest of information, documents, everything is there for you to take a look at, okay? Everything is there. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. You cannot unlearn what you learn, even if you try. You know how some people say, I wish I could unsee that?
Yeah.
And you can always visit our head office. We're going to set a schedule because I know a lot of persons were saying that they were coming in and, no one would be here. But I can tell you one thing, the office is always open. It might not be open within your schedule, but the office is open. I can also tell you one thing, we have not stopped answering our phones. We are still available to you. You still have access to us. We are here to stay. We have a country to fight for.
Yes.
So Bahamians, continue to learn, continue to stand up, demand, fight. Okay? Fight. I see people telling us don't give up. But I need you to stand with me.
Yes.
Because I do get tired.
Yes.
Lincoln gets tired.
Yes.
Maria gets tired. Trust me, that little woman gets tired. I don't know where she is finding the energy from. I don't know where. I don't know where. But I would just like to thank you all for being a part of this live tonight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for standing.
Yes.
Thank you for spreading the word.
Yes.
Just thank you. We need our brothers and sisters to come together. Let's stop fighting against each other and start demanding accountability. Let's start demanding proper governance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like I said, we're continuing the construct of the Coalition of Independence. Persons who are interested and have ideas that they want to offer, we're open because it takes everyone. Every Bahamian is a building block
Yes.
to the development of our country.
Yes.
We have so many brilliant people in this
We
country. It's going to blow your mind. Okay, so I just want to say again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Miss Butler.
I just want to say thank you all. So listen, you all have been an encouragement with your comments. And we just want you to know that seriously, we do appreciate you. We want to say thank you and God bless you. God strengthen and keep and protect you all, you know, because at the end of the day, we can't do anything without him. I just want to say again, thank you to Mr. Bain. We know it's not easy, sir. We know it's not easy, and it's been taking a while for some to get it, but truly they're getting it. So be encouraged. Ms. Daxon, Ms. Green, Ms. Cora, you all be encouraged. Be encouraged. Just to say thank you. Thank you, Bahamas. Thank you.
Okay, so remember, Lincoln Bain is coming on live on Thursday. This is not a normal day. It's what you guys voted for. So
Yes.
Please tune in Thursday at 8:30 p.m. for the information.
Yes.
I like that word, the information.
Yes.
And this man always have his facts together.
Yes.
Never a dull day.
Never.
Okay, so thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And remember, change isn't coming. Change is here.
And it's Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go. Shalom to all my Hebrew brothers, to all my Muslim and Rastas. We need you, brother. I know. I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause it's a bigger mission. See, they've been doing it for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet. So the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. When 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. On this Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They've been robbing us while we were sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming. The change is here. They say change ain't coming. The change is here. They say change ain't coming. Nigga, change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nagua. There's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.